Welcome everybody to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Naruto episode 81. What happened last time?
Last time was the Hokage's funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sad episode. We got to see everyone sort of grieving and thinking about just their own personal things and their experience with the Hokage and everyone who had died.
And the Will of Fire.
Yeah.
We got to see the flashback with Iruka as a kid after his parents died. And the Hokage talking about, everything, the Will of Fire, all that stuff. And then Iruka sort of passed that knowledge on to Naruto when he was asking, like, what was the point of all this? And we also got Kakashi talking about one of his friends that apparently that's why he's late all the time, is he always goes to the Memorial Stone. And we got a teaser for Itachi Uchiha and some other masked figure with a giant wrapped thing on his back showing up at the Leaf Village, completely unannounced and seemingly unknown, just standing there up on the wall of the village, looking down, and he's saying, and the other guy was like, don't you miss your home and all? And he's like, no, not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're ready to see what happens this time. Seems like it's the turning of the chapter. I wish they got to this, like, when we talked about it before, but like when the opening changed, that's when they should have done it, like 3, 4, 5 episodes ago, something like that. They should have had the finale and cut down the last arc by like a few episodes. Or just
the opening to here, like the.
It was just the broadcasting schedule because they do it per season of television, which is like 25 episodes or 12 to 25 episodes, whatever. But yeah, we're ready to get into this. Hope you guys enjoy our reaction and review of this episode of Naruto. You can get a week ahead on Patreon. That's 4 episodes currently, so maybe you could go check that out. But this is not a market substitute where we ask you to support the official release. We include reference footage in these reactions. You can watch it on Netflix. You can watch it on Crunchyroll. But we include the reference footage to give context for our reaction and our review, to help people understand what we're talking about, not to give people a free way to watch this. If you're here, we assume that you've seen it. You've seen the show on your own, and this is a rewatch for you. This isn't the first time you've seen it. We don't cut to the story. We cut to our reaction, so if you're trying to watch it, this just isn't a good place to do it. Other than that, hope you guys enjoy our reaction and review to this episode of Naruto. Let's go. Shit.
Yeah, that sound is really cool, but I feel like it's the absolute worst thing to do if you're
sneaking up.
Yeah.
Is that what you say as a guard if random people are trying to walk into your town? Excuse me. Sorry to bother you, but I can't allow you to enter unless you show me some identification. Oh, fuck. Back to training.
That's enough for now.
Immediately.
Once I've had a little breakfast, I'm gonna get right back to the grindstone. Huh? What's up, Konohamaru?
Not much, Naruto.
I guess classes have started up again over at the academy, huh?
Nah, not yet. A bunch of the school buildings got pretty messed up, so all the students are helping to repair them.
Ah, I gotcha. What's up with you?
Nothing. What's up with you?
Nothing. So, huh? Hey, come on already. What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter. What's wrong with you?
Never mind.
The fuck do you think is the matter? My grandpa died, you asshole, Naruto.
Lonely. There's time for stuff like that. Everybody is working really hard to rebuild the village.
Konohamaru.
Right now, I just want to do whatever I can to help out. So you'll have to do enough training for both of us, okay, Naruto?
Oh, that's right.
Huh?
There it is. Here, this is for you.
A free meal at Ichiraku? I can really have it?
Yeah, don't worry about it. I've got another one anyway. That little coupon is all yours.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Naruto.
That's the one he was going to use for breakfast.
Okay, I'm taking off.
Kaku, I'll be ready for another round of training.
Oh, so he actually has another one.
Oh, okay.
I thought he just gave that one away. That'd be cool if he, like, opened his wallet, like, okay, yeah, looks like I still got enough.
Look at this. No. Lord Kazakage. They've been dead for a while.
And his
My
attendance.
guess, since before the Chunin exams. So that's what
back at the Sand Village.
Orochimaru or Kabuto maybe assumed his identity. You didn't think it would be easy, did you?
Yeah, taunt him right now, Kabuto.
Ninja in all the 5 great shinobi nations. You did very well, though. 2 of the 5 are now out of the way.
Shut your mouth. I won't be patronized. Do you understand me?
Kabuto, the real evil mastermind. And how are you gonna do that? No arms.
Forgive me. I didn't wish to.
Striking Shadow Snake.
I didn't bring down the village. But let us not forget our other objective, Sasuke. You've done it. Your leash is around his neck.
And all that it cost me were my arms and the entirety of my jutsu. If I'd only gotten hold of Itachi Uchiha from the beginning, we wouldn't be in this mess. But it's too late now. A dream has died. Itachi is stronger than I am.
So that was his original plan.
Why I pulled myself out of that organization.
That organization.
Was he a part of those other guys that Itachi is with? And he was just there to like eventually steal his body, but then he left when he got too strong. Tried to make him really strong, but then overdid it a bit.
Is that your theory?
That's my theory. Those bells are so creepy.
You know where he is? Yeah.
Oh, baby, I'm telling you, you gotta love the Leaf Village. The girls here are off the charts.
Can you fuck right off?
Playing the buffoon, I see. Just doing a little research. So, old man Homura and Koharu Sensei, what could you 2 scholarly advisors want with me?
You know perfectly well what this is all about.
Are they gonna ask him to be Hokage?
I gotta look something up real quick.
Come on, why the long faces, guys? From what I hear, talks with the Sand Village went off without a head.
The Sand Village has stated publicly that Orochimaru was responsible for all of this. At any rate, they've offered their complete surrender to the Leaf Village. So at the moment, their betrayal is a moot point.
For now,
I thought they were related to the Hokage, but they actually aren't.
In order to shore up our power in the region.
They were just in his
That's
generation.
correct. However, the strength of the Leaf Village has just suffered an enormous blow. As things now stand, our top priority is preparing for the onslaught we believe will come.
We have no way of knowing when one of the surrounding nations might try to make a play.
Because they're in the fucking smack dab in the middle.
The village has regained its strength. We've decided to gather the top shinobi from each squad and assemble an emergency executive committee to handle the situation. We need a strong and trustworthy leader. It is more than just Orochimaru.
Look, guys, I don't know why you're going to the trouble of explaining all this to me. But if you'll excuse me, I can get that.
We need a strong and capable leader.
Plans are
Stop looking at naked women.
Hokage immediately.
And yesterday, at an emergency meeting with the Lord of the Land of Fire, it was decided. We chose you, Jiraiya.
Oh, I don't know. It's not really up my alley.
It has been decided. Besides, if one of the renowned Sannin is not suited, then who else is?
If you're so set on a Sannin, there is another. You're forgetting Tsunade.
Oh yeah, girl characters exist.
No doubt that the child has the capability, but
Tsunade's got the brains for it, more than a loafer like me does. What do you say?
Just really does not want to be
very
Hokage.
well then. We'll give it some thought. But we'll send along 3 members of the Anbu Black Ops to accompany you on your search.
You don't have to worry. I'm not going to make a run for it. Besides, your men will just get in the way.
Are you sure?
There is one guy I wouldn't mind having along for the ride. I've stumbled across a very interesting little egg.
What? This is so
Right. road trip, Naruto
Sorry,
road
kid,
trip
no
drive.
Those are the rules.
I need to buy something to put on a grave. Plus, I'm meeting somebody here. I'm just waiting on Sasuke.
It's not like you to be waiting on somebody. Is it for Obito?
Obito?
Yeah, kind of.
Kakashi, it's not like you to show up early. What gives?
Well, sometimes I do.
Let's eat somewhere else. I don't have much of a sweet tooth.
Is that so?
Sasuke cut his hair if you didn't notice. He's naked in the ramen shop. This is so intense.
This is just Naruto fucking around with ramen and this.
Oh shit. Here we go.
You guys aren't from around here, are you? What are you
What
doing
gave it
here?
away?
It's been a long time, Asuma. Kurenai. The fact that you know our names must mean that you're a shinobi, formerly of this village.
He just has the sharingan out.
Itachi Uchiha.
He has a strike through the headband.
Are these friends of yours, Itachi? Hope we can get acquainted later. The name's Kisame Hoshigaki.
Kisame Hoshigaki.
Why should we wait till later? When I can just wipe the floor with you both now. Boy, Itachi.
We've heard all about you. You hail from the village of the Mist. Suspected of espionage and the murder of a feudal lord. You're a rogue ninja from the land of water, wanted in every nation.
His name is
You're
Shark.
a high-level
Kisame.
S-rank
Kisame
criminal,
means shark.
listed prominently in the bingo book.
Bingo book.
The fact that you'd even show your face in this village after what you did, it takes some guts. I'm warning you too. You don't want to interfere with me. It isn't
Sounds so
my
weird.
desire to kill you. You know, that's pretty hilarious coming from a guy who murdered his own people. This guy's getting on my nerves. Can I kill him? Well, I guess we're not going anywhere without a fight. Just try not to overdo it. Your moves tend to stand out. They're as good as dead.
Here we go.
I see. Genjutsu.
Whoa.
Shark skin. Doesn't slice. It cuts you to ribbons.
Shark skin.
I'm not even impressed.
All right, let's end this.
Genjutsu of that level doesn't work on me.
He used it.
Shocking yourself out of it. Oh.
However, this is the end of the line. For you, anyway.
Water style.
Hidden Miss Jutsu.
Water shot bomb jutsu. But I guess I got a little worried.
A shadow clone.
Kakashi, it's you.
False alarm there.
So epic. Oh, he found it?
What happened there was I stuck it behind my headband because I was so freaked out it was gonna fall out of my pants or something while I was working out earlier this morning.
You've got more training ahead of you, don't you?
You bet I do. I'm gonna work my butt off.
That's the spirit. Here, have some more. That one there's on the house.
You know the rules, and you gotta pay for your food. Here's here's free food.
My own eye. It looks like you do eat nothing but ramen, huh, short stuff?
That's a crazy fucking episode.
That seems so short. What the hell?
It's because shit's actually happening now. It's not just, damn you old man, you fool, you old twig, you ready to fall over. You don't understand the people of this village. I am a pillar. You're an old stick. Old man.
The only insult you can come up with is that he's old.
Why don't you take a nap, you old fool? Literally every episode. Now it's like, whoa, some shit happened? Damn, what a crazy episode. Are you okay? You like that one? So, yeah. Like, it moved really fast this episode. First of all, Sasuke's remembering everything. The shithead guard at the beginning.
Yeah, what?
First of all, what kind of an outpost is that? Wait, okay, two things. First of all, they were already, like, on the wall of the city. And then they cut to this episode of them entering it. I'm guessing it was, like, the season break, and then they came back and, like, oh, now this is how they got in.
Yeah, maybe they hadn't decided. Maybe they were gonna have them sneak in, but then they decided to just have them walk in and maybe make them not seem as threatening. Even though, I don't know, they just walked up to this guard who's like...
They walked past him.
First of all, there's...
A guard holding a spear, like he's in England.
Okay, no, first of all, there's a single guard on a city that has recently been attacked and is in extremely vulnerable state.
Maybe that's why there's one guard, but
maybe
it's still
that's why there's one guard, but maybe you should have a better guard than this guy if you're only gonna have one guard.
And what is this guard outpost? He's just standing by an open door to the fucking town. Like, there's no, like, guard tower, there's no, like, giant gate. It's like a door on a fence, and a guy standing in front of it while it's open with a spear. He's a ninja. Why does he have a fucking spear?
Anyway, they just basically walked. He was like, "Excuse me," is that what he said?
Yeah. Excuse me. It's like, okay, not only are you super like, I would be terrified. First of all, second of all, what? You're the only guy there, and you're like, excuse
Must have
me.
been my imagination.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if you caught it, but Itachi used genjutsu on him and put him to sleep. That's why they didn't touch him.
And then Sasuke is just like...
having his flashback, very apropos.
Yeah, very good timing on that one. Naruto doing some training, meeting up with Konohamaru.
And then Konohamaru is just like, I'll feel sad another time.
He's just like... He's kind of taking the Aruka approach of like... really bad stuff. I lost people that I loved, but I'm gonna keep working to make this town better, and that's what this is all about.
Mm-hmm.
The
Kazekage is fucking dead.
Dead. He's like covered in bugs.
Yeah.
And then the Sand Village is just like, we did not see this coming when we worked with Orochimaru.
No, they didn't. They didn't on purpose work with Orochimaru, or did they? Oh no, they did. But Orochimaru was like, they were supposed to be partners in this endeavor.
Supposed to be partners.
When really Orochimaru went behind their back and was actually controlling it behind the scenes. The thing is, I don't know. So they said like maybe before the Chunin exams. Like obviously before the fucking Chunin exams. 1 year in the desert.
You saw like that Orochimaru was the Kazekage at the Chunin exams. So obviously it was before
but like
that.
Before like that's what I'm wondering. Like when the Kazekage gave Baki the order to send Gaara, was that Orochimaru, or was it the Kazekage already, like, doing this for their own purpose? Like, how far back does this go? Was the Sand Village always prepared? Because their reasoning was, like, we need to break this peace treaty because the way that all this shit is going and where we are in the land and how much more rich the fucking Leaf Village is, all this shit... The peace treaty between our villages prevents us from getting work because all the work goes to them and we can't do anything about it. So we need to take them down a peg so that we can get more contracts.
Yeah.
So that was their reasoning, quote unquote. Or at least that's what Baki said. But was that all just bullshit that Orochimaru made up? Or were they originally already going to do that, and Orochimaru...
I think what's happening is they were already going to do that because Gaara was, like, a product of them trying to create something to get out of... I'm pretty sure it was... No?
No.
They just did that just because?
The war... Well, that was just... The Sand Spirit... They seal it in... Fuck, what do I say here? The Sand Spirit is kind of like the Nine-Tailed Fox, where it's like...
It was just out and about?
Out and about, and they sealed it as... And they also want to create a weapon, but they weren't creating Gaara to be that weapon specifically to take down the Leaf Village.
Oh.
They just created him as a weapon, and then he was like their strongest thing that they had.
Okay.
He wasn't created for this job. He was just the perfect man for this job.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically.
Anyway. So, yeah.
But basically, I don't know whether it's... I'm not sure whether it was way back, like Orochimaru planned this from the start, or whether they were already doing this and then Orochimaru, like, sniped in and said, this is my opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like everyone in the Sand Village, like, kind of was on the same page about, yeah, we should get rid of the Leaf Village.
Yeah.
So I feel like they were already doing it, and Orochimaru just took advantage of the fact that they were already doing it, and he wouldn't have to, if he was to choose a different village that didn't already hate the Leaf Village, he would have to do a lot of work to, like, impersonate their leader, do something believable that would make them go against, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That would take a lot more steps than finding a village that was already, like, this close to making their move. Mm-hmm. And just, like, swooping in there and being like, you know what, I'll help you, just, because, you know, I just really don't like the Leaf Village.
And by the way, the Sand Village, of all the other five, like, of all the five the other four great nations, there's the Stone, the the Cloud Village, and the Mist Village, and the Sand Village. Mm-hmm. The Sand Village are, like, they have the least bad blood with the Leaf Village, basically. There will be more, like, revealed as to what happened, like, in the war as it becomes relevant, but basically, the Stone Village, like, the Cloud Village, with the Hyuga clan, how they, like, were trying to fucking steal the Byakugan and shit, and they have a bunch of bad blood there. The Stone Village is, like, they're pieces of shit. And the Mist Village are fucking crazy. They're all out there, like, creating Battle Royale, fucking Fortnite Battle Royales, to create their ninja. And the Sand Village and the Sand Village and the Leaf Village aren't, like, super close, but, like, they have the least bad blood, I suppose.
They have a peace treaty as well.
They have a peace treaty, yeah. But all the villages technically have a ceasefire, I suppose, going at this point.
Yeah, I'm just, like, thinking about it all. There's a lot of stuff going on. But, so now, the Sand Village is basically exactly where they were before.
Worse.
I mean,
worse.
Like, they're in the same place, but even worse.
Yeah.
Like, they're just... They got one step forward, and now they're freaking, like, 20 steps back.
In a way worse position. One, they lost their leader. That's really shitty. Like, now they have to find a new fucking Kazekage. Two, they no longer have a treaty with their, like, neighbors. They now have a great enemy.
Well, they have a treaty, as in, like, they are now inferior to the Leaf Village.
But now they don't have that ceasefire of, like, we have a treaty where we can, like, do the tuning exams, you can come over, we'll, like, do all this shit.
Now it's like, you better behave or we'll kick
No,
your ass.
now it's, get the fuck away, you just assaulted, like, sieged our village and tried to kill us all. You're culpable in our Hokage's death. Go fuck off. Like, they aren't, no, they're, it's not even like, let's work together, let's have a peaceful No, it's like, fuck you, go away. Like, we don't want anything to do with the fucking Sand Village at this point. Because they literally, like, they're just idiots. They were bamboozled by Orochimaru. So, yeah, there's that now. So, like, they got the Hokage out, but, like, big fucking deal. You also lost your leader, and, you know, so they're in a shitty position.
Yeah.
In a way worse position than they were.
So, frickin' Orochimaru, it seems like maybe his plan is actually to get rid of all of, like, the Hokage, the Kazekage, the other ones, I don't know what they're called. Because he was like, Kabuto was like, oh, there's only, well, you already got rid of 2 out of 5.
5.
So it seems like his plans were a bit greater than just the Leaf Village in general.
I think he was just saying it's a feat that you did that. I don't it doesn't have to do with his goals.
Oh, okay.
He's just saying like, hey, you know, you came out with an injury, but like you killed 2 of the greatest ninja that have ever lived. Like, you know, you should be proud of yourself. You're not in that rough of shape. And he's just like, don't fucking patronize me. I can't use jutsu, you shithead. Like,
I don't have arms.
Now help me change. Like,
wipe my ass.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's pretty rough for him.
Yeah.
Apparently he's hiding out in like an underground, like a bunker style thing with like some interesting
his laboratory
stuff on the table. He's just like sitting there, like, well, I was like he's sitting there like this, and then I'm like, well, I guess not.
Yeah. So that's all the stuff with that.
They asked. I called it right before they did.
They want to force Jiraiya to be fucking Hokage.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd want that guy to be. I mean, the thing is, he's very qualified, and he would be very objectively. He would be very good at the job. However, his personality and his personal flaws and behaviors are not conducive to that esteemed of a title.
Yeah. We had the first Hokage and the second Hokage who built the village with their own hands. They were both followed up by the third Hokage, known as Professor. And then, tragically, the fourth Hokage was branded as a hero as he sacrificed himself for the village, and it was returned to the third Hokage once more. And then when he's fell, we got the pervy sage of Mount Miyaboku, the Toad Master. This piece of shit who's a fucking smut author. Yeah.
And he now uses his powers as Hokage and his respect as Hokage to do even more research.
Inexplicably, the Leaf Village became a tourist hotspot, a vacation capital of the continent, as they invested all of their funds into bathhouses and hot springs.
Yeah, so then he's like, I'm going to go on a trip to get
Tsunade.
Is that a T?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And TSUNADE or T?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I thought so. But Tsunade, she's like the other girl in the last opening, I guess. Who, like, it's Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and her looking up at the Hokages. And they were the students
of the third Hokage.
And then, so Jiraiya's going off to look for her, and he's like, they're trying to get the Black Ops to go with him, and he's like, no, instead I'll bring Naruto.
Yeah.
he just goes to the ramen shop and is like, hey, Naruto. Naruto's like,
Barbie search. Yeah, because they're trying to make sure he doesn't fucking run away. It's kind of shitty, because, like, yeah, if you think about everyone else in the village, what are the other candidates for fucking Hokage? There's a bunch of Jonin, but they're not, like, experienced. Well, they all have their own experience and backstory, but, like, fucking Kakashi, Asuma, Kurenai, you know, like, there's a bunch of, like, middling Jonin high-level ninja, but they aren't, like, leaders, you know?
Yeah. That's, like, the thing of, like, oh, if you needed, like, an interim government...
Exactly.
All of them would, like, come together and, like, act as, like, one thing until someone else, a single person, could take over. That seems like, obviously, all of them together are powerful enough and, like, could come to the right conclusions of what to do. But each one of them on their own is not suitable by themselves. So, yeah,
they aren't quite there yet, yeah. So, like, Jiraiya, like, who else is there? And it just so happens that Jiraiya's here, so they're like, yeah, it's been decided, because, like, there's literally no one else at this point. Like, they have strong ninja, but it's not like, they can't, fucking, no, who else is gonna fill the shoes of the Professor fucking third Hokage?
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna fill that role of, like, father of the village, basically? You know, it's difficult to find that, and there's really only him. And then but now he has a vested interest, because he doesn't want to be fucking Hokage. he has a vested interest in finding Tsunade so that he can get out of it. It's not so much just finding a leader for the village. It's also like
he can
cannot do that.
I mean, he could technically just take off and never come back.
Yeah.
But he also like obviously cares about the village because he came back,
showed up and defended it
during like its darkest hour. He showed up and actually helped.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to do that for the rest of his life.
Indeed. And then also, just to close it out, we had the start of the introduction, full on, of Itachi, Uchiha. He is very skilled in genjutsu. He used it at the start of the episode, and he reversed fucking Kurenai's genjutsu back on her. And Kurenai, by the way, that was really cool. I didn't notice that before. Her biting her lip to like shake her out of the genjutsu. But there's so this guy Kisame Hoshigaki is his name. And so he looks like a shark because his name means like it's I don't know what the ki is, but Same is shark, so his name is Kisame. And his blade's name is Sharkskin or Samehada.
That looks like a brutal weapon.
Yeah, it looks more like a blunt object covered in spikes more than it does like a sword.
Yeah,
he called it a blade. It's weird
because I thought it would be like a bludgeoning style thing.
Because it's
fat.
It's
actually so sharp that it just that's
shredded.
That's way more dangerous than a sword if you hit them in the right spot because
you can just destroy your blood vessels.
Yeah, you can't like fix that. You can't like with a sword. You can like. And you get like one cut, you can stitch it up.
Yeah.
But when your entire arm is literally like it got
shredded,
mauled by 20 dogs,
cheese grater,
then yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
And so they have their headbands crossed out, which is I guess, and Orochimaru, I'm assuming he's talking about like this group, as like he's like that's why I left that group or whatever he called it, and he had. I'm assuming I don't know. He had like that like hand. I was like I don't know, but I was wondering if that was like his hand from his actual original body.
Oh.
I don't know, or it's like someone else, but it has like the ring on it, which is kind of similar to one of them had a ring, I think, or both of them. I'm not sure. I think it was similar at least.
Let me try to find where he pulls it out because he has. Yeah, see there. Yeah. He does have the ring. You're right. It was meant to show you, yeah. He's saying I used to be a part of the Akatsuki, which is what they're called.
Yeah, so I just from like what my like prediction I guess is that they're like a group of people who have like forsaken their own villages and they ninja. Like cross out their headband, but they still wear it I guess just to show that they've forsaken like actively display like fuck these guys that I'm wearing on my head, and so they do that and I guess with Orochimaru's whole plan never involved Sasuke at the beginning, but he always wanted the Sharingan, so of course Itachi was like the right option because Sasuke was like a child, and Orochimaru's not gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wait around and
he's like switching bodies as well.
So he's like, oh, this guy, and also like he murdered his entire family apparently, so
he must be strong.
He must be pretty strong here, but apparently he got too strong. I'm assuming because like Orochimaru was talking about like, oh, I'm gonna train Sasuke up till the right moment, and I'm thinking maybe he trained Itachi up, but he trained him up too much to the point that he was then way too powerful for Orochimaru to even bother with, so he had to leave.
Because that's the problem, like, you need to wait till they mature, but once they're mature, if you're not stronger than them, it's a double-edged sword, because, like, if you're stronger than them, you can take them over, but then they're not as strong as you, so then you're not getting, like, a super upgrade. But once they get to that level, it's kind of hard to pull one over on them. At least, so there you go.
But also, apparently, he's stronger than Orochimaru, which...
Yeah, by Orochimaru's own admission.
But, yeah, which up until this point, Orochimaru was, like, #1 most dangerous guy. He was the most powerful out of everyone. He's just super evil and super powerful. Apparently not. Apparently, Itachi was more powerful the whole time. He just wasn't, in the equation.
Seemingly not.
Yeah. And so he rolls up in town. And then, anyways, at the end, Kakashi showed up. which is pretty cool.
And they both have sharingan.
Yeah, and he's like,
yeah,
and it like shows his eye, shows the other guy's eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really cool. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this reaction and review to this episode of Naruto. You can get 4 episodes ahead on our Patreon, patreon.com/bullcast. We hope you subscribe to our backup channel as well as this one if you like the video. Yeah, so hit subscribe if you like. We'll see you in the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye. And thank you to all of our patrons, especially those in the Student Council: Michael Wells,
Vash,
Salad Dallas,
Jude Caspino Buford,
Charles Liu,
D23L,
JC Andrada,
Napoleon Bonaparte,
Handicap Bonkai,
Brian,
Nelson Barbosa,
Xavier Rhodes,
Chris Janvey,
Yeet,
Lewis,
Iwan Pilger,
Aurora,
John Ortega,
and Zenge. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one.